Did you think that from the moment you separated from your twin flame, you would no longer feel their sexual energy? Think again. You see, you and your twin flame are connected in ways we'll probably never fully understand. Your connection is not only emotional and physical, it's metaphysical. In other words, you can experience twin flame sexual energy even if your twin is far away from you and you two aren't even talking. However, you might not like feeling suddenly turned on without apparent reason or having erotic dreams about your counterpart, especially if you're not together. That's why you need to be aware of the 12 signs that you're experiencing twin flame sexual energy during separation. Let's begin. 1. You can't stop replaying sexy memories in your head. The first sign of twin flame sexual energy. You keep remembering the most intimate times you've spent together with them. While it's normal to think about your counterpart due to your unbreakable connection and the fact that you're no longer together, thinking about them sexually is a different story. In fact, it's a sign of increased sexual energy between you two. Want to know more? Both the runner and the chaser can experience this. So, if you're the one who decided to run, it can be confusing to replay the hottest moments you've spent with your mirror soul in your head. You don't even want to think about them that way, yet you can't help it. Am I right? Well, I hate to break it to you, but since telepathic communication is a thing among twin flames, your counterpart could be the one putting these memories in your mind simply because they are remembering them. Don't get me wrong, they might do it on purpose, but most of the time it happens naturally. In case you are the chaser, things could be more difficult for you. How so? Well, in your case, you didn't stop desiring your twin soul sexually. You didn't want the separation to happen at all. However, most twin flames left to do the chasing are usually in great pain. They rarely think about sex. So, if you keep remembering how they kissed you, made love to you, and how tender their touch is, it could be because they can't get this aspect out of their mind either. They might be thinking about the same things as you. 2. You keep having fantasies about your twin flame. As if remembering the mind-blowing sex you had with your twin wasn't enough, you also think about other naughty things that you could do together. You keep having fantasies about your twin flame even though you're no longer together and you're supposed to mind your own business for a while. But somehow you can't. You can even swear that you're not willingly creating all those scenarios in your head. And you know what? You could be right. The initial magnetic pull that you feel towards your twin flame isn't intentional either. It's like a hidden force that's pulling you together. The same goes for your sexual energy. It can manifest in different ways, and it's not always intentional. However, if you can't stop the flow of this erotic energy and you keep imagining what you could do to him, her, or the other way around, then take it as a sign of twin flame sexual energy. While you're at it, you could choose to enjoy it. Who knows, maybe if you feed this desire, you'll shorten the length of the separation phase. I think it's worth a shot unless you are already involved in another romantic relationship. If that's the case, you might have some moral issues to deal with. A word of advice: stop doing it if it hurts your feelings and doesn't help you heal. 3. You get goosebumps out of the blue. How are goosebumps related to your twin flame? You might ask. Before we get to that, let's first find out. What's the scientific explanation for getting goosebumps? Goosebumps are caused by the contraction of tiny muscles in the skin, commonly known as papillae. The physiological reaction happens when a part of your body starts to have an emotional reaction. The same thing happens when you see or hear something that triggers positive emotions inside you, or when your soul suddenly remembers something wonderful. However, if you found your counterpart and you're currently going through the separation phase, getting goosebumps is actually a sign of the sexual energy between you two. According to multiple twin flames who have already gone through the separation phase, the sexual energy you have inside of you can become as strong as an electric current. That's why during this period, it is common for twin flames to experience shivers and goosebumps with no explanation. And you know what's the weirdest thing? Can happen anywhere at any time. You don't even have to think about them. And when it does, it simply means that you're experiencing a sexual energy exchange between you and your twin flame. You see, a part of you is always connected to them, and that's why it can be triggered by a simple event or thought. These can come from exterior sources or directly from your counterpart. For you keep having erotic dreams about them. Dreaming about your counterpart is common. Even having erotic dreams about them is common. But wait, can you have a sex dream about your twin flame during the separation phase? Yes, you can. Regardless of where things stand with your twin soul, you can have intense romantic or sexual dreams about them. However, when they occur during the separation phase, it could be because your counterpart is thinking about you sexually. Just because you two have some growing to do separately, it doesn't mean that it makes keeping your hands off each other easier. On the contrary, you might have to fight your urges and focus on your development. Until then, you can take advantage of your erotic dreams with your twin flame. In case you are the chaser, you can enjoy yourself, especially if the dream is vivid. If you are the runner, on the other hand, you might find such dreams confusing. Even so, you can't deny their power. That's why it's important for you to stay aware of the context of your dreams. Are you dreaming about making love or about something that happened between you and your twin during the time when you were together? Keep calm, pay attention, and listen to what your mirror soul is trying to tell you. Maybe it's a little of both. 5. You feel sexually attracted to people who look like them. The separation phase is a time of personal growth, but it can also be very challenging for multiple reasons. While it's true that you and your twin flame need to grow separately before you can be together, it doesn't mean that things will always go smoothly. Here's one challenge you may face. During the separation phase, you might encounter other people who look like your twin flame, and unwillingly you might feel sexually attracted to them. For example, if you see someone who looks like your twin flame, you might feel a strong urge to flirt and get down and dirty with them fast. But let me tell you this, it might not be the best idea. Instead, you can take your inexplicable sense of attraction to this person as a sign that the sexual energy between you and your counterpart is still strong. And the best part, your twin might experience the exact same thing. They might find themselves sexually attracted to someone who resembles or even looks somewhat like you. If this happens, your past together might feel more present than ever, and it might give you a boost and make your separation period smoother. 6. You feel as if you're having a telepathic sexual experience. As I said before, it is possible for your sexual energy exchange to be telepathic. Since you're reflecting each other's energy, you might feel like you're having a sexual experience that's shared between you and your twin. In other words, it may feel as if you and your mirror soul are actually making love in your minds. But don't panic. This is nothing to be afraid of. Instead, you should take it as a sign that your sexual energy is really strong and enjoy it. How? By savoring every minute of intimate interaction between the two of you, even if it's only happening in your mind. Use all your senses to make your experience as intense as possible. 10. Your gut is telling you that your sexual energy is still strong. This is probably the most important sign of all. To figure out the strength of your sexual energy with your counterpart, especially during the separation phase, you can rely on your gut. You see, your gut is a lot smarter than you think. It knows what's happening with you and your twin flame and can tell you whether or not what you're feeling is related to them. For example, if you feel that you and your mirror soul are still connected physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you might be right. The truth is this: your gut can also tell you that it's time to take action to get your twin flame back. It can tell you that it's the right time to reconnect with your lost flame. How come is your gut feeling so powerful? It's because your intuition is closely linked to your soul and it can pick up on its signals. And these signals are telling you that your twin flame and you are still connected and it's time to get back together. That's why you need to pay closer attention to what kind of feelings you're having, as well as why you're having them. For example, if you desire your counterpart with every inch of your body, it means you keep the sexual energy between you two alive. The sexual energy between you and your twin flame is strong. Or now, hopefully you should now have a good idea of the signs of twin flame sexual energy during separation. In case the signs point to intense sexual energy between you two, you might experience a reunion faster than you think.